Radishes, aren't they beautiful? They're just red as can be. They're available all year round, so you can get them in the stores. You know, during certain times of the year, they might look prettier than others, but they are delicious. They have vitamin C, and they're full of water, and you can eat them raw or cooked. So we're going to talk about the red ones today, and I'm going to show you how to do raw and cooked. Let's see how we can buy them at the store. Down here is a bag. A lot of times now there is a bag, and it'll have the different, well, you know, there's a variety of sizes. And then when you're doing your cooking and stuff, you might need a variety of sizes. So you want to be sure that they're hard. When you feel through the bag, be sure they're hard. That is the best thing to test for, because if once they get soft, they've been around for a while. So this is the bag. The nice thing about buying it in the bag, you can bring it home and put it in your refrigerator, because this is how you store radishes after you've taken the tops off. And then over here, we have the ones with the tops on. And how they come is usually in a little bundle, and they have the leaves on. They'll have a tag that tells you the country of origin. And then they have a rubber band in here, and you have to find it. And then I use my scissors and cut it, so I don't mess up my leaves or my bulbs when I take the rubber band out. Oh, that was really hard. But so that way too, you don't have it in the food. You don't have to worry about somebody eating this. Okay, now the best way to get them ready to be used as raw, I use scissors. I don't cut it. So I just cut off the end, and you can go a little bit into the meat, and there I don't have a root anymore. And then I turned it around and I cut this one off. And I don't have any top anymore. And then I just put them in water, because they will have a little bit of dirt on them, but they're not as dirty as they used to be. The stores have gotten a lot cleaner. Now, you can actually eat these greens. And if you'll notice, this one has about 2 good ones out of 4. So you take off the leaves that are wilted, or if they were yellow. And then I put these in water also. And so that's how I would prep this. I would go through and I would cut them off at both ends. Put that in the bowl. Then I'd pick out my leaves that are good, because I'm going to eat those too. They're like a green. Now, some people say you can eat them raw. I don't like them raw. They're too tasty, I guess is a good word for it. So let me show you how to cut them. So if you take one, the thing I always like to do is be sure you can have the kids in the kitchen with you. And so I always try to get a flat spot, so then you have it so it stands up and doesn't roll around anymore. And then, oh, let me see that, but then you cut down one way or the other. You can just cut it into quarters and eat them. And some people don't like the taste because they say it's too spicy. And some will be more spicy than others. At certain times of the year, they seem to be more spicy than others. And then you could also slice it and use them sliced. Now, I want to show you that you can cook them. The best way, my favorite way to do it, is just to saute them in butter. You could also add it to stir fry. When you're putting the ones in that don't take as much time. So let's put these over here, and I want you to see that you can cook the radishes. And I know some people are probably wincing right now. They're going, cooking radishes. Because when I tell people I eat them cooked, I think they just don't believe me. But I do. I eat them cooked. And this is also a good way, if they are a little spicy, this is a good way to use them up, because then you can put them in dishes. You could also add this to a stew at the end, or a soup. Eating them by themselves cooked is fine with me. I usually put them in a little pile of rice. For some reason, I like that. But you want to cook them around. Now, they are solid. Now, as you know, they're raw. You can eat them raw, so it doesn't really matter how long you cook them. So if you want them to be crunchy, you don't cook them as long as if you wanted them to be soft. I've even used these really diced up, really small, and put them into a relish, just to add some color, if nothing else. And as you know, with the raw ones, you can put them in salads and eat those. So this is our cooked radishes here. And I could also cook the greens. Now, this is my favorite way to cook the greens also, is just to put them in a little butter. You could use your oil. You can mix these greens with other greens, like with collard greens and those, and it'll just add a little more flavor. And if you didn't want to have the whole leaves, because they don't shrink quite as much as the mustard greens and collard greens shrink after they've been cooking. So what I would do is, you wanted to have it so you didn't really notice it too much, I would put them on the board and I would slice them up. And I would do it with the little stems and all. And then you've got this. You could add this to stir fry. You could add this to soups. You could add this as a topping on a soup. You know how you put the little green things to make it look nice? We have that. So we just put those in there. Now, these don't take as long to cook as the radishes do. The other thing that's nice about getting, make the leaves and test them and see how you like them. Because otherwise you just throw all this great vitamin A away because we don't want to cook the leaves because we've never seen that done before, but now you have. And I am an easy cook. I don't do things too fancy. I just do basic cooking. But isn't this pretty when you put their leaves together with the radishes? You have got a beautiful dish. And you could have made the radishes smaller, cut them smaller. I like to cut them bigger because it's easier. But if your family, if you think your family would rather have them smaller, cut them up. And this ends up making us a really healthy dish. And radishes are cheap. They are one of the cheapest vegetables you can find at the store. So you definitely want to try this. Now, there's another way you can cook it, which we do very often at my home. And that is, I put them on a skewer and put them on the grill. Now, of course, you could put other things on here, like onions, or you could put the bell peppers, zucchini squash, put it on the grill. Now, you want to put these on pretty soon, and you want to be sure that the object that you put with it takes a little while to cook. But, as you know, you can eat it raw, so it doesn't have to be like a certain temperature or anything like meat. You just eat it. And you just stick these on the grill, and you can do it on the indoor grill too, because, I like grilling. So I put that on there. And then the other thing to do is to serve these little pieces. I've diced these up already. And this way, I could put it on a sandwich. One of the best sandwiches is this with butter on a piece of bread, to die for. So go to my website and check out more information about radishes, and I'll see you next time.